you see people going through it with these issues. And Greg, your camera went off. This digital fatigue is really crushing our society because people will stay on Facebook. I mean, I can't. I'm sure all four of us did our share of social media since Alex Preddy got killed. We did our share of
Yeah.
social media. I even saw EB response to Bishop Swan Tober or whatever his name is. I saw your reply. So you've been on social media too, and we've all been posting things. And the thing about it, I have to now watch a video and then put the topic of that video into an AI generator, or AI tool like Copilot or Gemini, and then I'll do a Google search to find conflicting. I'm looking for the conflicting conversation to make sure that okay, oh, that was a fake video, and that's the exhaustion that we're getting because we're so consumed by it. We step back for a minute, and I'm going to try to work on this myself. It's oh, Greg left. Step back for a minute so that I can just process my brain a little better, if that makes sense. So we
Yeah,
can see what's going on.
it makes
Um,
sense.
yeah, because we are we're getting overloaded right now, and then there's the conflicting stories. That's that's what's bothering us now. The conflicting stories. That's
Well,
not true. Go
um,
ahead.
if I may interject real quickly,
Sure.
I've seen these advertisements. It's not that particular video, but videos that say almost exactly the same thing about you need to do this AI training thing. And honestly, I'm not. I'm kind of late to the AI bandwagon. The only I don't really get AI. I know maybe that's a sign of just getting old
Yeah.
because I don't get it. I don't understand it. And I see things that are posted online that are obviously generated from AI, and
Mm.
some of it's wrong.
Right.
And I see like a lot of sports things for some reason that are wrong. It's like they get the wrong name with the wrong team, and it's just
Yep.
like, oh,
Yeah.
it's like, wait a minute, what? So it's like, I don't trust AI. I don't, I think it'll generate. It's gathering information, and I don't want to participate in it. I don't see a need that I need it.
Yeah.
I would rather be authentic and say things for myself. So
No.
I don't know.
Oh, I
I don't
agree.
know.
The interaction helps me.
Right.
So, right, to keep myself from being fatigued, I try to go and be interactive. If I'm not going to be interactive, I won't watch it. So
Right.
if it's not something I can interact with, it keeps me from being so frozen
Mm-hmm.
That's
on
great.
that. I keep my That's how I keep myself off of it so much, right? So
Great
if I
comment.
can interact, then I'll definitely do it.
Right.
So
No, what I was trying to get to with that was not saying to go to. I say I use AI in the sense of um, finding conflicting stories. Like I said, I want to see
Okay.
if I hear something that's wrong. I mean, I hear something that catches my attention, like this stuff with Bavino being fired. You know, I googled it. I googled it first, and it came up, and boom, boom, it was right there. But what's going to happen is you're going to start seeing other stories come out. So then I'll
right,
take those stories, and it'll tell you viral fake video. You know, you can find that.
right,
But what I've been doing with AI, because it gathers so much information and the prompts you put in, like AI have told me something I knew was wrong. So then I correct the AI by saying, well, what about this date, this time, this place with this person? And it comes back and say, oh, you're absolutely right. I was wrong. I was incorrect. Thank you for helping me out. Then it goes take what I put out there and then it puts it into its database. Now it can scan some data that's out there that it wasn't privy to before. Now it can
Okay.
give you, it's going to be able to scan that information quicker than I can by myself. So that's why I
right.
do it. So now I have multiple sources that I can now research on my own. And that's what helps me in a sense. But the fatigue part is that I got to do that.
Right.
That's
It
the
gets pull you
fatigue.
in more. It's a rabbit hole.
That's the fatigue.
Yeah,
So
that's a
Then
rabbit
then then it's like 15 minutes later, and you're like,
hole. Right,
but it,
right.
it it prevents me. I've seen some people I truly trust put out bad information,
Yes,
and so
yes,
I have to do my own due diligence.
yes,
2 reasons: for
yes.
my own mental health and my own family conversations. I want to give out good information, And secondly, because I'm always online sharing information, I want to share positive stuff. And it's times where I've corrected somebody, like even Ron Stitman corrected me about saying that ICE had the fifth largest military in the world. Well, that was what I heard, but actually that was a that person misspoke, because what they should have said was the ICE budget, the ICE
The
budget,
budget.
the ICE budget, that's what I meant. The ICE budget is larger than 5 countries in our world. Five
yeah.
different countries. And so that's where I misspoke, but somebody corrected me and I went back and I was corrected. So you always got to keep going back and research things.
That's right, Mark.
And you want to, because I share so much stuff, I want to be accurate as possible. And I want to be accurate when I'm talking to my wife or my kids or my mom and dad, because they're going to go share information. So that's my thing. But like I said, that leads to digital fatigue. And my last question before we wrap up, EB was familiar with this question. You weren't, Darren, but what is something you're doing right now that you never imagined you would have done when you were younger?
I mean, I think on just about everything. I didn't think that I'd be doing what I'm doing now. I used to, when I was younger, I used to like have you have a 5 or 10 year plan. I don't really have that anymore. Maybe that's why. Maybe I need to do that. Right. Because things happen.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have an agenda that's in the way of things that are happening in your life, you can't respond to people. I found that if you get older, you got a lot of responsibilities. And, I felt for like the last 10 years, I'm kind of sandwiched with responsibilities with the kids, responsibilities with the parents. And so it's like, you can't really plan for that,
Mm-hmm.
So, I found that, it's just, it's a new year. You make resolutions. I make goals. But like, I don't like the resolutions are kind of light on resolutions because I just want to be adaptable to what happens and to react better.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's a resolution, because you just can't plan. I wouldn't have planned on being here. Personally, as a country, I never thought we'd be here. Certainly.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. What about you?
That is your question.
Oh yeah.
For me, it's I don't know if I didn't almost see, maybe not this soon. Is I every day I prepare for the opportunity. Well, I'm sorry. I prepare for the moment that I may not be here. Right.
Okay.
So not just financially, but to make sure that all of the things that need to be taken care of with my family, with my legacy, and everything is at least at a base level. So I no longer look at these, I need to be rich, I need to do this. No, because those things don't mean anything to me anymore. What it means to me is to just be healthy, be productive, be very, 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 very gracious in how I handle myself and how I handle people and how I handle things. Some of that stuff still needs some work on, but I always saw was these riches and these entrepreneurial things. And what I discovered at the end of the day is I just want to be home. I want to go to work. I want to make my money. I want to go home and relax. I don't want to have to do anything extra to eat. Right. So those things require a lot more get up and go. I always thought I was going to always want to get up and go. Man, I could care less. I graciously turn patients that most people would die to go to.
Right.
Not because I don't like the people, but because I don't want to be out. I just want to be home.
Yeah.
So,
I can respect that. I think that I think that quality of lifestyle is more important than it used to be for me. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I can understand that. It was like a couple of things that I mentioned earlier, and Evie brought it back because I said I wasn't going to talk about this, but now that you brought it up, we're in the same vein of what we're saying. But one of the things was that I never thought that I would be doing podcasts like this, or even interested in making sure everyone understood something, like understood what's going on. It's like my passion is to make people aware of things. When I was younger, I didn't care. As long as I knew, I didn't care what you knew. I didn't. I mean, really, we rolling out, we hanging out, and I know there's something going on over here. I'm like, peace, I'm gone. I don't even tell you that there's a problem over on this street. I'm just gone. So, right now it's like my passion. Ever since 2020, I would say, my passion is to let people, just inform people. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be about politics. It could just be about a certain resource. Who do you know? Like, can you help me with this? And I give somebody a name. I've always been a good networker, but it was where now it's like, if I hear somebody talking, I'm not even in the conversation, and I get a chance to talk to that person one-on-one. I'm like, did you know this can help you out in this situation? And they're like, wow, okay, thanks. And I feel like you're being useful in that sense. And when I was, like I said, when I was younger, it was like, okay, as long as I'm safe and those around me are safe or are informed with information, I'm cool. I don't have to go and make sure everybody else knows. I'm there, and I'm at this point now in my life. And then I mentioned earlier with the teams that I'm getting both a lot of I get books, I buy books here and there, and then I collect quotes, because the way our history now is, they're trying to remove history so much that I feel that 3 generations from my kids, that information may not be available as it is now. Social media won't have it. Libraries may not have it. Your school library might not have it. You can't research it online. And so those things are kind of, it like bothers me, because I feel like it's so unfair. And then in Philadelphia, when they start ripping those signs off, that memorial they had for, or that historic information about slavery, and they start pulling that stuff down, I was like, wow, that's information that 3 generations from now wouldn't even realize what was there, that remembrance there for. That was like the president's house in Philadelphia. Who you think built that house that the president stayed in Philadelphia?
Slaves.
Exactly. And that name, that wouldn't be remembered. That wouldn't even be known 3 generations from now.
Well, especially in this climate where they're trying to erase things like that.
Yeah.
And they're trying to take away the African American Smithsonian Museum.
Yeah, that hurts. And I'm like, how are we going to let them know?
That's the kind of thing that people are going to miss.
I
think
Greg put it good. We have to decide what is we.
Yeah.
I don't want anything to happen to Darren for any reason, right?
Yeah.
I don't know him that well, but I don't have to. I don't want anything negative to happen to him for any reason.
Right.
Maybe he's in a small town, or maybe he wears glasses. I don't want anything to happen to him or his family for any reason.
Right.
Unless he does something to somebody else, he shouldn't be harmed. That's the way I feel about him.
Right.
That's the way I feel about you. Anybody that feels differently than that, I question their humanity.
Right.
Period.
I totally agree.
I don't say the first thing is, oh, well, he lives in a small town. No, I say, why did they do that to that guy?
Yeah.
Why did they do it to Darren? Why did they do it to Mars?
Are you all getting to a point in your life where you are less tolerant of the ones that are opposite of your we? Like you're saying, who is we? You're becoming less tolerant, where you're like, I don't care if you understand my position or not. And that's when I was telling you about we were mentioning earlier about being unapologetic. Letting me speak from my perspective and not care how you feel about my perspective. And that's some of the things I meant. Huh?
Greg Locke.
Yeah, I think he has some hard things he has to do right at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he takes care of his dad. Help.
Hey, Mars, we might want to thank the people that commented and gave us information.
Great, man. Let's move on, because we got to close this out. So I want to thank everybody for showing up online today. We had a couple of people that responded. That's how we got Darren on the show today. But we want to thank you all. We're here every Monday. So far as every Monday. We'll be here 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And hopefully we have another good show for you next week. If you two can stick around after this, it'd be great. And with that, we are going to be out.
Yo. GGP, y'all ready?
Welcome to the space where the truth gets spoken. Trap snares popping, hands up, energy open. Where the chains get broken and the culture stays golden. We move with grit, say grit. We rise with grace, say grits. We push for progress. Progress. No justice.
No sleep.
Snare snapping, keep that bounce alive. Unapologetic black, unfiltered.
Okay, I'm in the broadcast here.